going on, Aries? Welcome to your April 2024 mid-month reading. Happy solar eclipse to you, Aries, especially you personally, since the solar eclipse was in your sign. So this is definitely going to be some big changes for you coming up over the next maybe month, 6 months, year from now, who knows? But let's take a look at the rest of this month. Also, too, just to let you know, the personal readings are on sale at this time. So if you want one or you're interested in one, that link will be down below in the description. If you click that link, it'll take you straight to the website. So let's take a look here, Aries. You pulled the Page of Wands, the Chariot, the Six of Wands. I like the overall. Definitely like this energy here for you. You pulled you pulled the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and then you pulled the Tower. Let's see, last row here. You pulled the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and you pulled the Five of Cups here. All right, definitely a very interesting energy here, Aries. All right, one thing I do pick up though, like the overall energy here for the rest of the month is actually good. The Page of Wands, the Chariot, the Six of Wands here. I am picking up a strong sense of self-empowerment, and also like this sense of expansion and growth, especially when it comes to your own personal goals and the things that you've been personally wanting to achieve. The Chariot's always a card of triumph, and when you put it with the Six of Wands, it's a guaranteed triumph. If you continue to move in the direction of what you feel like your soul is pulling, or where you feel your soul is pulling you toward. And I actually feel like there's this new sense of energy that's going to be surging through your being with that Page of Wands here for the in the overall position, or one of the cards in the overall position. And it's very true for you, Aries, with the solar eclipse that you just had in your sign. This is a rebirth for you. And yes, it was with Chiron, but in a way, I think you're one thing I'm picking up on intuitively, I think you're really going to find strength in being vulnerable, especially when you are struggling, but you're continuing to still like lead, right? Aries, you're a really great leader, right? You start things and you don't wait on anybody. You go your own direction with things. And I feel like this is a month to where you're really, really going to be embodying that energy here. And the Chariot is my card of the soul extended in action, right? This deals with when we want to achieve greatness, when we want to go above and beyond, or when we want to go further than we've gone before. And it's about going on that journey. Right, it's going to be ups and downs, ebbs and flows. But if you stick to if you stick to where your soul is pulling you toward, through all of that, the growth is even sweeter. The victories are even sweeter. So I really do like this. I really do like this Page of Wands and the Six of Wands here as well in the overall. Definitely a new sense of life I'm feeling for you. You pulled the Queen of Cups here in your current energy at this time. Yeah, a lot of you here, I feel like there's this reconnection to your being. When we talk about the Queen of Cups, it's an energy of, it's a temperament, it's a personality. So at this time, I think you're really focusing on like, what are the things for you personally that fulfill you, bring you happiness here, that brings joy to your life. And a lot of you, I think you're starting to really take that serious. I think maybe before, you weren't really tuning into that inner sense of intuition and tuning into your soul. But I think you're realizing it's like the more you put emphasis on that and you connect back to your inner world, it's making things feel a lot more comfortable. And I feel like it's almost giving you the permission you need. Not even the permission you need, but it's giving you the reassurance of like what you really want to do and what's really for you. You pulled the Ten of Swords in your challenge here. Definitely, I think you're ready for a change. I think obviously with the solar eclipse, change has come. And with this Ten of Swords, it's Sun and Gemini. The Sun deals with our being, and Gemini deals with the ability, well, it deals with communication and all that other stuff, socializing, conversation. It also deals with being inventive as well, and it deals with the mind and the intellect. So a lot of you, your challenge at this time is like trying to figure out how you can reinvent things and change things up. I think you're seeking more growth. You want to grow and expand, and the things that you've been attaching yourself to before, or you found yourself in before, it's like, yes, they were making you a little bit happy, but you're realizing like there's more out there for you to tap into. There's more out there on the horizon for you to explore. And you're a very adventurous sign. You have a very adventurous spirit. So I see that reconnection to that here as well. You have the Tower here in the future. in the future position. Tower is always my card of the unexpected. We're gonna have to clarify this and see what this is, but it does seem to me that in a way with this card connecting to the overall, I think you're creating like a lot of your own Tower moments. The Tower deals with when we've clung to structure, but those structures are no longer fit to operate in, and so something has to give, something has to change, right? And I think these are going to be big changes here that you're going to be personally making, and who knows, maybe the universe has already been making those changes here for you, trying to knock you out of like your comfort zone, or trying to push you at least into a different position or into a different direction here, a direction of where growth is and where your happiness really lies. So you pull the Nine of Swords in the position of something that you're unaware of at this time. Nine of Swords, something that we're unaware of. This person's up late at night, stressing, trying to figure out like what's the best course of action. They're using their mind to try to figure things out. And I would really, with this Queen of Cups really deals with the connection to the body. This is really about you trusting what your body is telling you, trusting what your intuition and your soul is telling you, and not letting the rational mind kind of step in the way and create anxieties and fears or bring this sense of restlessness here. So I think it's important to pay attention to that here. I think things will turn out a lot better than you think. I just think you're really having to stick to this process of refinement, with the Eight of Pentacles being your advice. Eight of Pentacles is my card of like refinement, really dialing in and looking at the practical things that you need to do in order for you to make something better here. And a lot of you are so intelligent, so smart. It's like you kind of already know your answers. If you take a look at this, the Ten of Swords, it's like we kind of already know what it is that we need to do, but we're not doing it. Or maybe we're doing it, but we're not really doing it fully. And the Eight of Pentacles is because this is Virgo and this is Gemini. Gemini is like what you already know, and Virgo is like what is it that you already know that you can apply practically to make things better, to refine things. And I feel like that's what you need to do here. And explore, experiment, because you never know, you may unexpectedly have this breakthrough or have a shift and change that you've been seeking ultimately for yourself. You have the Five of Cups here in the outcome. This is a very interesting energy. I think here, if you take a look, the diagonal here with the Page of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Five of Cups here, it's like you go from the Page of Wands, the Ten of Swords being the challenge. It's like, I feel like for you, it's like the Five of Cups is disappointment. It's emotional disappointments that we may feel, or it's these things that we may be grieving, or it's these emotions and these challenges here that we're trying to overcome. And I think it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Even this card right here, the Tower, is Mars. And if you take a look down here in this row, you have the Six of Wands, the Tower, and the Five of Cups. It's almost as if you may be, changes are happening. Some of these changes may be out of your control. I got to keep it real. Maybe there's going to be some things you're going to be disappointed about. But I feel overall, like, it's not that big of a deal. Some of you may beat yourself up, or you may have like regrets, or you may get to this point to where it's just like you feel frustrated and disappointed. But it's like the Five of Cups teaches us how we can use the power of our emotions. And instead of fixating it on what didn't work, it's like fixating it on something that we can do and that we can control to make our situation better. It's like using that life force energy productively, because it's very easy for it to be misdirected. And the Tower can be a misdirection if you're not careful. Let's pull your Oracle cards. I'm gonna have to, let me just put this over here. This should probably be better. All right, let's pull this first card here. You have this Mercury retrograde. It says reinvention. Again, like I was saying with that Ten of Swords being in the challenge, there's something about you reinventing things. And Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury is retrograde in your sign. And I believe until like the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty much for the rest of April. And this is a time to where it's like you're really having to rethink things. I feel like you're really trying to figure out like what things are true for you and like what's your truth. And I think you're trying to figure out these solutions. So don't beat yourself up. Just realize that you're going through a process of experimentation to try to figure out like how you can use your mind and your intellect and problem solve and figure out solutions better here. And so you may have to like revisit things, but ultimately what the revisiting is what's leading you, is what's trying to make you fix something and then leading you to more, success and more fulfillment and more expansion here with the Chariot, Six of Wands. You pull this, conclusions are within reach here. This is a full moon eclipse. Obviously we just had a total solar eclipse, but but I do feel like the conclusions, the Tower is swift conclusions that can happen. And so we'll see what that is here. But I think you're a lot closer than you realize when it comes to certain things here. And, you know, full moons are all about releasing. It's like when we become fully consciously aware of, like, what are the things that we need to release and let go of. And I feel like it's the attachment to certain things that may be being released and let go of that could be difficult with the Five of Cups, but it's trying to help things become water under the bridge, so that way you can, if you think about the Five of Cups, the original picture of the Five of Cups, like the person, there's a bridge in the background, there's a castle, and that person has to allow the water to be water under the bridge, turn around and understand that there's another way. So there's another way through things. It just, you know, it may not be what you think it's going to be, but it's allowing you to move through it. We'll have to clarify this and see what this is, but let's see here, Aries. You pulled the C with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages here. I think it's, and the Queen of Cups being your current energy, it's like it's time to trust, like, your heart and your intuitive guidance and your emotional guidance here, and not be afraid, right? Because the Nine of Swords is when the mind creates illusions of fear, stress, brings anxiety, and you never know unless you try. And that's what the Tower is. It's like you have to break outside of your own limitations, and move past the things that are limiting you and stopping you from continuing to build the Tower that you want in your life. So let's clarify this, Aries. Clarify the Page of Wands here for the overall energy, please. You pull the Nine of Wands here. What I'm seeing, one thing is that you're pushing through resistance. I think a lot of you have been feeling a lot of resistance lately, but it's like you're finding ways through the resistance. And I feel like the more you lean into the resistance of, like, what you don't want to do but you need to do, it's like what's actually bringing more inspiration and making you see personally for yourself that the only way through is through, which is inspiring and motivating, because it's like you're overcoming these obstacles or overcoming these limitations or restrictions that have been hindering your growth. You pulled the Chariot, clarifying the Chariot. So this is a double confirmation that victory and success and triumph is on the horizon for you. Clarify the Six of Wands. You pulled the Temperance here. Yeah, I feel like ultimately through this process of trial and error, experimentation, you're finding, like, the right combination and the right mindset, right belief system here that is allowing you to continue on and move forward in your journey here, and bring you that feeling, that personal feeling of growth and expansion. I'm definitely picking up that things have been frustrating. I can sense with this reading, frustrating in the way, because it's like sometimes it's like things will go well, and then it's like, fuck, like there's a setback or there's something that comes up, and it's like, you know, it's just these constant challenges and maybe this constant adversity that you've been feeling. Yeah, look at this. You pulled the Tower here on the Queen of Cups. I think you're having emotional breakthrough right now, and a release right now. And I think that eclipse is what's really helped is helping you clear the obstacles out of your path. And there's a new sense of direction and a new journey here that is starting here for you. And I feel like you're open and receptive to it. Clarify the Ten of Swords. You have the King of Wands here. King of Wands is my card of, like, the visionary. It's like when we have goals or we have ambition, and when we can see into the future, and we allow ourselves to take the initiative and start to put things in place for us to achieve and obtain that goal. And I think your challenge here is, like, you're trying to figure out new goals. You're trying to figure out how you can grow and go further here. Clarify the Tower. We have the Queen of Cups. Look at that. This is an emotional breakthrough. And sometimes you have to have breakdowns to have breakthroughs, right? You have to have breakdowns to have breakthroughs. And I think this is the breakthrough energy here. And one thing here, the Five of Cups being in the outcome, whatever is breaking down in your life is supposed to be breaking down. It's like we can cling to the attachment of what's breaking down, or we can detach from it with the Five of Cups and start to attach to the new structures and the new things that are starting to be, that are starting to show up in our lives. Because I feel like it's the new things that are really what's gonna make you feel happier. Clarify this Nine of Swords. You pull the Three of Swords here. Three of Swords is my card of disappointment as well with the Five of Cups, but it's also a card of sadness, feeling like things are unfair, or the reality of something here is something turned out as a disappointment, or the reality of something here is harsh and it's worrying you here. But this is what you need to let go of. And yes, it's hard to let go of things, but the more you focus on the Eight of Pentacles as your advice, the more you focus on, okay, what changes do I need to make? What do I need to do here to refine things? What do I need to do to keep working on? Or what do I need to do, and what do I need to keep working on that's going to help me ultimately create the structures and the real tower and castle that I want in my life? Clarify this Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune as advice is like being open to the change. The transition and the changes here are ultimately, I'm telling you, leading you to more growth and positivity. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and Jupiter rules positivity, expansion, growth, abundance. So there's a lot of abundance, and maybe you're letting go of certain things, and these could just be like certain emotions as well that you're releasing at this time. It doesn't necessarily have to be an external thing. For some of you, it is an external thing. Some of you, it's both emotions and external things. But it's the clearing with the Tower energy that's in this reading that is ultimately allowing you to finally, break through here. Clarify the Five of Cups. You have the Queen of Swords here. I like that the Queen of Swords is with the Five of Cups, because at least what I'm seeing is like you realize, yes, it may be tough, or yes, you may be disappointed, but with the Queen of Swords, it's like you're also realizing and understanding at the same time that it's like you're accepting it. And I think it's the self-acceptance that you're embracing that's allowing the resistance to move, that's allowing you to move through resistance. But this is a month of triumph, victory, and success, and this personal sense of expansion and confidence that you'll be gaining and getting. And you're having your emotional breakthrough. Maybe there's some breakdowns here first, but if you can remain open to change and make changes along the way and allow yourself to let go of the emotional attachments to certain experiences or certain things here, it's what's going to allow you to move through the resistance a lot quicker, allow you to be able to think more clear, see more clearly. So that's what I got for you, Aries, in your April 2024 mid-month reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. The readings are on sale at this time, so if you want one, be sure to get one before that sale ends. If this video resonated with you, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so, and click the notification button bell as well. It'll notify you whenever I upload your videos. And otherwise than that, Aries, I'm wishing you a great month, and I'll see you later.